6K with an elevation gain of around 600 meters. So it should be a good day. We're supposed to go to Takakaw Falls and do Laughing Falls and kind of do the loop there, but the road's actually closed, unfortunately. So we're getting a late start. It's about like 1 p.m. right now, but we should get to the lookout pretty quick, I think. I'll see you guys in the next clip.
Turn it all out, tell me every secret. Said that I care, asked do you mean it? It's been a month since we've been okay. I'm putting off what's coming. Another night staring at the ceiling. You deserve to be alone, to be the one they're always thinking of. And I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you. Admit that I ignored it. You deserve to be alone. You deserve to be alone. You deserve to be alone. Struggling 'cause I'm all you have. You should know that's all in your head. 'Cause it's been weeks and you're not okay. You're putting off what's coming. It's alright to be scared of being lonely. Don't you know that you deserve?
Hey guys, so we have made it to the junction today. We're hiking with Visa and my mom. We're at the junction right now, and there's two ways you can go. You can go to either Sheerbrooke Lake, which is what we're going to first. It's about 1.6K from here. Or you can go to the lookout, which is down here on this side, and that is about 2K. So we're gonna do both, but we're gonna go to the lake first and have lunch there and then head back up this way. What do you guys think of the hike so far?
Good.
Good? Good.
Yeah, I'm perspiring.
Yes, we all are. It's very humid today. So I'll see you guys soon at the lake. Bye.
Bye.
To be alone, to be the one they're always thinking of. And I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you. Admit that I ignored it. You deserve to be alone. You deserve to be alone. You deserve to be. You deserve to be alone. You deserve to be. I can't sleep, yeah. Only miss you when I'm breathing in too deep, yeah. Am I just your little secret? I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave.
Hey vlogs, so we've made it to Sheerbrooke Lake. This is the lake behind me. It is so beautiful. It actually kind of reminds me of Lake Louise. It is a beautiful aqua blue color. I wish that it was less smoky out here so the mountains would actually look clear behind me, but all in all, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful day for this, and we're going to be heading to the lookout next. So in order to get here from the junction, it's about 1.6K, and to get to the junction, it's like 1.4. So this isn't too bad of a hike. I would classify this one as easy, and we'll see how the next one goes. I'll see you in the next clip.
It's me like a tidal wave, a tidal wave. didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave.
I never thought I'd feel like this. Yeah. I never thought I'd feel like this. Ooh, never thought I could. Yeah. I never thought I'd be on my shit, be on my. I'm spending my time in love like I should. No more struggling, I'm all good. Yeah. I never thought I'd feel. I never thought I'd feel like this. Feel like. Feel like this. Feel like. I never thought I'd feel like this. Feel like. Feel like this. Feel like. I never thought I'd feel like this. I never thought I'd feel like this. Ooh, never thought I could. Yeah. I never thought I'd be on my shit, be on my. I'm spending my time in love like I should. No more struggling, I'm all good. Yeah. I never thought I'd feel. I never thought I'd feel like. Feel like. Feel like this. Feel like. I never thought I'd feel like this. Feel like. Feel like this. Feel like. Feel like. I'm spending my time in love like I should. No more struggling, I'm all good. Yeah. I never thought I'd feel like. I never thought I'd feel like this. I never thought I'd feel like this.
Hey vlog! Say hi!
Hi.
We've made it to the Paget lookout. My goal of the summer is actually to climb Paget Peak, which is the full mountain, but we made it to the lookout today. It's not worth it to climb all the way to the peak today because it is super smoky, right?
And it's late.
And it's late. This building is really cool. This is a fire lookout and it's located kind of, I guess, in the middle right before you get to the peak. The peak is like, probably we're about halfway there and there's two peaks on this one. So I'll come back later in the summer to show you guys that one and I'll show you the view. The view is amazing even though it's super smoky. Yeah, it's super smoky. How was the hike? Did you like it?
Good.
How was it?
I like it.
Hard?
It's not.
It's not hard. Okay. No, it's not hard. Switchbacks and kind of steep, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Just a gradual thing to go up.
yeah.
It's not stiff.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. I'll show you the view.
Bye.
Bye.
Thinking in my past, thinking in my dreams. Music I was young and dreaming.
is super pretty. You can see the lake just by the highway right there. It's super smoky, but you can still kind of see the view. And I'm pretty sure Sheerbrooke Lake is down there more. It would be so amazing to see both lakes today, but unfortunately the weather has come in. Other than that, it is still quite a beautiful hike and I highly recommend this one. I'll see you in the after hike summary. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to my after hike summary for Paget Lookout and Sheerbrooke Lake. So this hike, okay, I wasn't even planning to do this hike on the day that I did this hike. I also wasn't planning on doing this particular trail. Like, I always had hopes of doing Paget Peak. That was my ultimate goal with this trail if I ever was gonna do it, because it's in my like to-do list on all trails. But basically what happened is I was gonna take my mom and my friend to Takaka Falls in Yoho, and there was actually a bus that got stuck on one of the switchbacks, so they had to close the road for like 8 hours. So it wasn't a great experience because I literally drove all the way to the BC border only to be told, hey, actually you can't come here because the road's closed. So it wasn't a great experience. I am gonna attempt to do it again next week. I'm gonna try to do Takaka and Laughing Falls. So that is something that could potentially happen on that road. You never know. So that's what happened with that one. It was a scrap, and I was like, okay, what else is in the area that I could do? And I was given the option of Sheerbrooke Lake and Paget Lookout. I was with my mom, of course, because she really just wanted to go to Takaka Falls, and Paget Peak wasn't an option with her. So basically what I did is I drove back down the highway, and I had to find a place that didn't have, because it's a divided highway, right? So I couldn't find a place to where I could turn, and Google was like, you basically have to drive back to Lake Louise in order to do this hike. But I finally found like this kind of like little turn that takes you to a lodge over there that's right beside the trailhead, which is like a 10-minute drive from the Takaka Falls parking lot, or not even to the parking lot. I only made it to the end of the Takaka Falls road, so from there it's about 10 minutes to this hike if you are able to turn onto that lodge kind of parking lot area, and then you can kind of backtrack. But it is a divided highway, so if you're coming from BC and are trying to do this hike, just be mindful of where you need to turn, because you don't want to be going all the way to Lake Louise and doing a full backtrack. It's way too far. So This is the trail that I picked. I had it saved on All Trails, thankfully, because I kind of figured that this would be a good shoulder season winter hike, and I had it saved to my list for a while. So this can be done as a loop, I guess. It's not really a loop, it's kind of like a fork to one side, and then you go back to the junction, and then you do another fork to the other side to the Paget lookout, and then you can continue on to Paget Peak if you want, which is my goal. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to do this hike. I really want to. It's just finding the correct people to come with me to do this hike has been a little bit difficult this year because it is a scramble. So there's that, and we started off with Sheerbrooke Lake first. This day that we went was super smoky, and I was a little bit annoyed because of how smoky it was. You could barely see anything. So this wasn't the type of day where you would do something that's really hard or like a mountain peak objective. Like I could not have done Paget Peak that day because there wouldn't have been a view and it wouldn't have been worth it. So to Sheerbrooke Lake, you could see some of your surroundings, but not really like in detail, if that makes sense. There was like a layer of smoke over everything, and this particular summer has been horrible for forest fire season. Like I cannot count the amount of hikes that I've done where it hasn't been clear, and the hikes that I have done that's been clear, I've had to go all the way to Vancouver for. So there's that. So when I got to Sheerbrooke Lake, this lake is super beautiful. It actually kind of reminds me of a cross between Bow Lake and Lake Louise. The water is that silty aqua blue, really beautiful, you know, mountain lake, super pretty, but I honestly wish I could see more of it, if that makes sense. Like I wish I could see the mountains surrounding it. That would have been great. Oh, I forgot to tell you the distance and elevation gain on this one. So if you do the whole loop, I'm gonna call it a loop, but it's not really. It is a 10.8K hike with an elevation gain of 598 meters. So I would classify this as moderate. I don't think that this hike was hard whatsoever. I don't think it was too easy, but I also don't think it was hard. So that was Sheerbrooke Lake. We went back to the junction and then went the other way to Paget Lookout. Paget Lookout is actually really cool. This one is all switchbacks because I think if you went straight up, it would be a lot. Like it would be a lot of elevation gain or really fast, but it was like all switchbacks. And the switchbacks were actually pretty large switchbacks and they were pretty steep. So they kind of reminded me of Moraine, you know, from going from Moraine Lake to Sentinel Pass, you know, those like insane amount of switchbacks, the back and forth. Switchbacks are not my particular favorite. I think what I hate more than switchbacks are rolling hills. So when you gain elevation, you lose elevation, then you gain elevation, then lose elevation. That is just so annoying. I hate hikes like that. Switchbacks are tolerable, but they're also not my favorite. I feel like if I just went straight up and got to the lookout, it would have been way faster and it would have been better in my opinion. But the switchbacks definitely helped. My mom really didn't find it too difficult, and yeah, there's just quite a few switchbacks to get to the Paget Lookout. So once you get to Paget Lookout, this is a really cool fire lookout. I love fire lookouts. Honestly, I love hikes with fire lookouts. They're just super cool. They have a lot of history, and this fire lookout is a now defunct fire lookout. There's really nothing up there other than an old fire lookout shack, and it's actually in pretty good shape. It's not like Mount Burke or anything where it's like falling apart, but this one is still intact. And there's just a ton of black flies in the little shack. Super annoying. I mean, I feel like you could definitely go camping up there if it was possible. Like you could just like tent camp there at night. That would be a really cool experience. I don't know if you can legally do that because this is in a national park, but I think it would be a cool experience to do that. However, there's so much flies in there and like rodent poop that you really wouldn't want to put your tent on that. So regardless of that, this is one of the oldest fire lookouts in the area, or in Canada. I forgot what the sign said, but it's one of the oldest fire lookouts around, and it is a really cool lookout. You do get to see the lake that's by the highway. I'm not sure which lake it is, but you can see it from up there. You can also see Sheerbrooke Lake from up there. However, you guys, there was so much smoke that day that you could get a little bit of a glimpse of the lake by the highway, but it wasn't even that noticeable. I think with my camera, it takes really good photos. I have the Samsung S23 Ultra. It kind of filters your photos almost so where you can kind of filter through the smoke a little bit and you can see a little bit of the view. But I think on a clear day this hike would be absolutely stunning. I heard that you pretty much get the same view from the lookout as you do from the peak. There's very little differences from the lookout and the peak, but seriously, I do wish I went on a clear day and I could see everything, because I can just picture about how stunning it would be. There's also a bench up there which is super cool because it's actually made out of old snowboards and it has like art on it. Really cool. And yeah, from here you can continue on to Paget Peak if you would like, but we called it a day and went back down, and my eyes were burning on the way back home. My nose was burning a little bit. My lungs kind of felt it. Like, these smoky hikes have just been really, really hard on me. I've done a couple of them this summer and they've just been really unbearable, especially coming home and everything after a long hike. I just feel so out of breath from being in the smoke all day long. So I don't think it's a super healthy thing. I don't recommend it, but I also feel like I had to live this summer. This hike was awesome. I would so do it again. I would go all the way to the peak next time though. I don't think I would do this particular route again. I would go to the peak definitely next time, and definitely would do it on a clear day for sure. That is all for this one, you guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. I upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.
I let you deeper